Okay, hello everybody. Any questions before we continue? What we gotta do today? Because I'd say nothing new already. Hmm. All you gotta do is to try to hopefully lah. Okay, you can actually finish questions of this level on your own already. Because if I gonna discuss with you, it's gonna take a while. I gonna nag a lot on your potential careless mistakes. Hmm. But yes, anything to ask? But then I realized actually there are a few more questions at the back where they gave you at least some grids so you can actually draw that. So if you have no questions, see, you do some practice first before we try some K-pop questions. Okay, so we'll go to page number 13. Okay. Of course, it would be best if your exam is tomorrow. Sorry, this. Until which chapter? And what are you worried? Are you one of those who do last minute revision, or you followed my advice? You actually do your revision on a daily basis. I don't know, whatever you want to ask, you ask long. Then also uh, it's super understandable that you want to study for whatever comes, whatever paper you're facing tomorrow lah. Okay, then maybe you just request video now. Okay. Okay, then for this question on page number 13, uh, very long. You read first, then let's see who needs me to discuss with you. On Form 1 to 3, that is no surprise. Okay, confirm other one. Chapter 1 to 4 for Form 4. Chapter 1, quadratic. You ada soalan? Chapter 2, standard form, significant. Wait, sorry, you are Form 4 mah. Chapter 2, number basis. Chapter 3, chapter 3, logical reasoning. No problem. Then you, what is it that you have? You're having problem with? Should be okay lah. Yeah, lor. Again, if you have you actually follow my advice, I mean exam is just another day, just careless mistakes. Oh yeah lah. Make sure you have enough sleep. Don't do careless mistakes. Sometimes I do careless mistakes as well because yeah, I sleep very late. Once again, on page one. Oh wait, I noticed something. Mm, see, there are actually some typos. Okay, like in the exam, if anything's wrong with the question itself, teacher will come into the class and make some corrections. Oh, guys, go change, go make these corrections. I explained before, right? Why we have these two inequalities usually as default. Sometimes when the question didn't even mention these two, you could know. Okay, because when you check the question, for example, this question is about tickets. To confirm, you will have negative amount of tickets. Okay, so x larger or equals 0, y larger or equals 0. And then they wanted you to use graph paper. So they should have given you a graph paper lah. So sorry lah, online class, I cannot just pass the graph paper to you. Okay, help me do one thing. Can you guys help measure how big is this one box? I see if we can follow the scale. Or they are just giving us some random grid paper. Help me use your ruler. I cannot do it because I zoom in, zoom out, then it changes. Use your ruler. Help me measure how long is one box. anyone. How many cm? Because they say 2 cm to 5. I think not. It should be 2 cm. Oh, 0.6. Okay. Thank you, Song Ling. Oh, yeah, the rest you all know ruler, man. Okay. That means you're gonna erase this. But this is because you guys don't have graph paper. When you're given graph paper, I hope you do know on the graph paper, one big box is 2 cm. Okay. If given graph paper, you know how to follow scale or not. Now, let me know if you cannot. Then I'll make you do a question using graph paper. Okay, online class, you need to cooperate. Physical classes, I can see, I know who can, who cannot, and I can help better. You're gonna be on this side. Okay. So later we will need to determine a suitable scale for the question, and let me help you check anything else. Wrong. Not really. Okay, so let me ask once more. Given whatever story here, anybody still having trouble translating all the English sentences into mathematical ones? I see just one student, I'll start blah blah blah. 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, because obviously I don't like being annoying also. I'm actually a cool guy. Hello, then now you check if all the inequalities that you have gotten, whether they are correct or not. Okay, also gotta read the question. Now, of course, if any inequalities you don't agree, you think I'm wrong, we should discuss. Okay. All right. The three inequalities are out. Anyone that you find it's wrong or you disagree, are you all sure? Then I think only this I need to make a little bit more. Okay, remember there are actually 2 rules that you need to follow when you read, then to decide whether you shade upwards or downwards. Okay, the rule is make sure the y is positive and you read from the side of y. So it should be 2y larger or equals to x. Because if you did not follow the rules, you might read this as x smaller, then you think, oh, shade downwards. No. So if you're worried, you're one of those careless students, then maybe you change first, you swap the place first, right? Now, I think I tried to double confirm with you all multiple times already. You're no problem. Good. The most ideal case for me. So now I'll quietly show everything lah. Okay, it's just gonna be like last thing. I imagine what I could do when you have questions is that ask me, wait, so sorry. You can simply ask me, explain, teacher, can you explain how to find the 2y equals to x? Can you explain how to find the y equals to 100? You gotta ask, all this not magic or anything. There must be a reason behind every single step. No questions. Okay, as for something I noticed in some physical classes, the unspoken rule of for all your graphs, they gotta be at least more than half of the graph paper, more than half of the answer space. Your graph cannot be too small. Okay, and since instead of graph paper, they gave us this. And we understand this question, this type of question uh, will not have negative. I can safely start the x's at the sides, y in x. I also learned from my mistake. I find answers first, then only estimate better. So I see that x, the largest is 250. Okay, so I start counting. Try using 5, 10. Cannot now, obviously. We need to reach 250. I think choice. Anybody got anybody got a different idea, got a better skill? I think this should be the best skill we use for this question and for this answer space provided. Any better idea? Of course, you're not going to use some weird numbers like teacher, can I go 0, 9, 18? No. This one, okay. Multiple of 5, multiples of 10, multiples of 2 also okay sometimes. And this should be it. And for the y, 5. Excuse me. Let me see. This is too small because the highest, okay, the largest number I see for y is 135. If I do it like this, it's going to be too small over here. Change. You got some different, a better idea? Let me know. But this is okay. confirm more than half of the answer space already. So just start talking. Latecomer. I'm not sure, but you seem like a new student. I'm not sure if you can actually follow or not. If anything cannot, you should really ask questions. Like I've mentioned before, you may have some other answers that you find on your own, but our lines should look the same. So any questions? Right. Then I continue. Wow, since you guys macam and you know that if you lie, you are not honest, you got anything you actually cannot do, but you did not ask, it's your own loss. Okay. Now let's see if you how good you are lah. So if today I try not to show the directions because some students actually think it's pretty ugly if I go show you the direction like, oh, if I read this 2y larger or equals to x, then I did this last time, right? Some students may find this very annoying or very messy, generally ugly. Then you see if you are shading the same spot. If any disagreements, just let me know. We discuss. Okay. To help you ask your questions better, I'll put 1, I'll put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This may be some areas that you think should be shaded, but I did not shade. And you can ask me why. Again, confirm can be proven, not guessing, not like, oh, I feel like this, I feel like that. Nope. And I did check actually, just in case you didn't. Yep, all lines are indeed solid because they all have equal sign. Then I already asked, no, you all agree with all the inequalities or not? Or you're just copying my answer? Whatever the teacher says must be correct. Wow, anybody like that? No, democratic one, my class. You sure, Anyone not done yet? Before I move on to C. I think I'll give you 1 more minute to make sure you have everything. Your answer is like prepared. It's ready. So we can do C. You need more than 1 minute? Tell me later. Just type W. All right then. Anybody needs more time? No. Okay, we do see lah. Find a range of number of 20 ringgit valued tickets if one 10 ringgit is 50. Oh my god, what's wrong with the English, right? Okay, basically, how many 20 ringgit tickets there if 50 of 10 ringgit tickets are given out, right? Who is X, who is Y? Let's see. X is the RM10. This is the RM21. Now, once again, they say if the RM10 ringgit one given out is 50. And now you go find answer, right? Okay, let me use this color. So 50 is over here. Okay, then you will use your ruler, dot, 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 and go find your answer, right? Why? So as you can see, actually there are a lot of answers when your 10 ringgit is 50 pieces lah. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3. Oh, again, too many answers, right? So actually what they want you to do, they just want you to state the range. Okay, so like from where to where again? So I can see that my first answer, which actually makes sense, 25, huh? Sometimes among if it's stuck in the middle, maybe it would be 2.5. Well, then you gotta understand it's not a legit answer. This tickets, how can you have 2.5 tickets? Takkan you cut into half? But this one is okay. It's half. Between 20, 30 is 25. Okay, so the minimum is 25. And then you go all the way up. You see that you gotta stop here, right? So 100. And so C part 1, the range. You may want to write like this, 25 to 100 pieces long. Okay, or you wanna demonstrate your, I mean, you still remember how to write the range properly. You may wanna do this to show the 20 ringgit one. Okay, can be larger or equals to 25, smaller or equals to 100. Can be 100, as you can see from the graph. Can be 100, or can be 99, 98, right? But cannot go over because no more. This is final answer, right? C part 2. Could the radio station give away 150 pieces of 10 ringgit? And 50 pieces. So can or not? You gotta go check, right? I erase all these numbers first. Okay, they're asking now if they try to give away 150 pieces of 10 ringgit tickets. Okay, pretty obvious cannot, right? Okay, because you go try to find answer, cannot. The answer is right here. Okay, this is the answer where it satisfies every single rule, all the inequalities mentioned. Understand? Okay, so since this is so obvious, you just write no, so you get a free 1 mark first. Okay, then yeah, they make you justify, right? Okay, but some of you, I mean, just to be safe, let us check, right? If 50 pieces of 20 ringgit, if 50 pieces of 20 ringgit, so 50 pieces of 20 ringgit right here, then actually, yeah, this can happen. But the maximum it could go is just 100 pieces of 10 ringgit. Understand? You cannot go further, because if you go further, you're not following all the criteria mentioned. Okay, so the justify part, I think you know the reason. So just try to write it out in your own words. Okay, as long as you got the similar meaning, it doesn't matter what how you write it. Okay, so if I write it out, I will say no, because 150 pieces of RM10. I'm just gonna follow what they say now, valued tickets will not satisfy, sorry, all the linear inequal inequalities. Okay, basically all these are, in case you didn't know, they are called linear inequalities. Okay, like the chapter. Okay, all these larger, smaller, all they are called linear inequalities, basically the rules. Okay, so if you want to try giving out 150 pieces, as you can see from the answer, that will not satisfy all the linear inequalities mentioned. Settle up here. So if you want me to check, teacher, if I write it like this, can or not, you try writing it out. Okay, but I'm sure you know I'm sure you know why the answer is no. Correct? So any questions? By the way, how many marks here? 9. But usually 10. Usually 10. 5. 4. What if you say max? Maximum that can be given. Let me see. Now, honestly, for this question and for this answer that I see, right, I'm not sure. But of course, we can do calculation, but that would, I mean, they said from the graph map. Okay, so you know, right, especially your level, you know, like, when the question say from the graph, then you cannot go cheat one, you cannot go use calculator one, even though we can actually do it. Okay, so again, if you want to try this, I honestly not sure. Why? Because the 155, right, okay, reaches here. And then this is not exactly half. So I don't know what answer is this. It could be 61.25. Oh, then that means cannot walk. You get what I mean? You get what I mean? Uh, if it's exactly in the middle, then confirm can you confirm can say, oh, because the maximum 10 ringgit tickets that can be given out is 125. Wow, the answer memang macam like this a bit risky to write the answer a bit, but it's just 1 mark I think should be okay. So anything else? Or you be like, oh teacher, I don't think I can write this answer, and then you say my answer just now cannot. I have no more idea. Anything like that. What else can I write? Or some may say, because 150 pieces of 10 ringgit value tickets, it's not within the shaded area. It's not within the answer. Pun boleh lah. Okay. Any more questions? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's definitely very tiring doing all these very long questions. Can you try to do at least one more? I say at least because you guys later can try to surprise me. Teacher, we can continue. Let's be prepared. They will ask their questions in, again, reverse. The balik. Okay, we haven't tried those the balik version. So at least try to get 9 marks again. I think they give you 9 marks because there is one inequality that is pretty simple. There's no working to be done. That's why our teacher say 10 marks, but 9 marks only. Usually 10 marks in a scale. Okay, try this and see if you still can follow. No? Are you really able to finish the entire question all on your own? But let me check the question now to see if memang I'm not sure who did this, but a lot of typos there. Help me check the question first. Okay. First of all, is 2. Typo. But even without them mentioning, you gotta know by default. Because what? The x here is x hours. Hours same. It will not have negative. Certain quantities you can have negative, right? Certain quantities can. So for this one, should be default. Later, again, we have something like this. B, they wanted you to try it on a graph paper, but you are not given a graph paper, you're given this, and looks like they don't follow the 2 same as well. Now listen, if you forgot or whatever, you got lost again, right? Just erase this scale. Erase it. Don't use. Irrelevant. Remember, if you feel like, teacher, what if we were to do all these questions on graph paper? So if you're not sure how to do these on graph paper, let me know. Then I do it on a graph paper with you. You prepare, but sorry, you gotta prepare it, right? Your graph paper. So what else? Anything else? Anything else? No. So I think you can start already. Now, since you guys are like from what I can tell lah, okay, macam very pro. I'll give you 1 minute plus to try first, and I'll start writing the inequalities out later. You better check first whether you got all the inequalities right. If you got something wrong, like even by slightly, your graph GG. The entire question got some. So if anything you want me to translate for you first, let me know. I'll give you some time to start this. Oh, you all forgot when you ask questions, I will not mention your name so you won't feel embarrassed. You forgot about this, is it? Okay. Have you gotten all the inequalities? Anybody cannot? And you, of course, can. I've never worried for you. I'm still waiting for those who cannot. My God. Now then I start. You check you have all these inequalities or not. Actually, there are 2 lah. Okay, we see A, there are only 2. Okay, normal day. Alright, guys, this question is not so straightforward. Unlike some other questions we did before, but once you're done reading a line, there's something you can do more. But this one they like jump a bit. Okay. So you need to finish reading the question first, then you can do something. Factory, Y as food. Okay. Inequality number 1. You got something slightly wrong, not counted. You gotta make sure you got exact same thing. No question. Okay, what else? At least 500 ringgit. Okay. No more. 2 linear inequalities. Any questions? No. Okay, good. Reminder again. Hey, after reading the story, right? 2 inequalities, 2 linear inequalities only. So cannot form a shape. at least you should have three. Okay, this time again, the question actually reminded you if one day when in maybe in the exam, you feel like something is missing, remember these two defaults, okay? They may not tell you, just to remind. So, since you all macam really very good, yeah, I'll choose to trust you and really be quiet from now on and finish all the way until the C part 2. Okay. Anything you still can ask in the chat. I'll check my chat often and see who needs help. Looking at the numbers. I do better. I think this is the only possible skill we can use for this question. Anybody gotten a better skill? Hey, no. check your final answer. Our answer should look exactly the same. We are using the same answer space. And your answers may be different now, but the line where they should appear at should be the same. Your line should look exactly the same as mine. Doesn't matter what are the two answers you have found. Okay, see, to help you ask question better, 1, 2, yeah, just 3. Maybe you think teacher the area number 1 should be shaded as well, or area number 2 should be shaded as well. No. Wow. So good, everybody. Okay, then you continue answering. Then actually, someone not done yet, is it? Did I go too fast? Because it's more convenient for me. I'm using iPad. I don't need to actually hold a ruler and then only draw the line. You want me to wait? I can wait one. You just gotta tell me. Okay, then C. Okay, the income can be earned by just month if he works 10 hours as a factory worker. Wait, this factory is X. And this is the food delivery. Okay, just want to see better. So if 10 hours of factory worker, anybody is thinking like this, like, oh teacher, for what they ask, if 10 hours as factory worker, then to calculate the income, are you just gonna do 10 hours times the 20 ringgit per hour? Then you think it's 200 ringgit, is that all? Anybody doing like this? You shouldn't, right? Because number 1, they ask you from the graph. Why? Because from the graph, we have already thought of all the inequalities, all the criteria, okay? And we know answers can only be found within this area, okay? Also, if you actually read the question, they say, he needs at least 500 ringgit to, like, basically survive, okay? Now, if you just do that 10 times, then you get just 200. Do you think this answer makes sense? No lah. Okay, so the proper way is just follow. If they don't have to tell you, teacher, that's what they say, right? 10 hours of factory worker. If according to all the rules, right? Factory worker, 10 hours, okay, you go find, dot. Is there an answer? Actually, there is, which is the bare minimum. Okay, now if this guy wants to be lazy, just wants to work 10 hours as a factory worker, then that means he gotta do more on the other part, okay, which is what you can see here. Then your food delivery gotta work for 30 hours. You get what I mean? No? You can't just teacher 10 hours of factory worker, I just 10 times the 20 we get that. No, we already read the whole thing, all the criteria were satisfied. I see already. Okay, now we go find answer. Okay, so maybe I write like this, just in case when you do revision, you're like confused. When 10 hours of factory work, then 30 hours of food delivery. This is how it is possible he just works for 10 hours as a factory worker. Okay, so then you follow the wages, 10 times RM20 plus 30 times. Okay, as a food delivery guy, he will earn 10 ringgit per hour, so times 10. So no surprise, 500 ringgit, because this is actually the bare minimum, as you can see from the shaded area, from the final answer. Okay. That means whether a jet husband can cover his weekly expenses if he just wants to concentrate as a factory worker. Justify answer. Okay. Do you know how to find your answer or not? Or do you even understand what they're asking? Meaning completely don't work as a food delivery guy. Is that possible? You know where the answer. It is possible because if you don't want to work as food delivery, that means food, which is the y lah, okay? That means y is 0. Do we have answers where y is 0? Yeah, plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see or not? According to what they ask, they just simply ask, determine whether he can or cannot. If he just wants to concentrate as a factory worker, can or not? First of all, you answer can, because you actually can see their answers, right? Your first answer, can. Unless you disagree. Okay? Can. Now, the justify answer part, again, I think if you all really can see, then that means you understand. You should try to explain or justify using using your own words. Just be confident and try, because I'm sure you know. Okay, so I'll write my answer just as a reference. Okay, so if I were to answer this time, let me see. Can if he works at least 25 hours, or oh wait, no need to write or above that, because I said at least 25 hours, right? At least 25 hours as a factory worker. Wait, this question is about weekly, so at least 25 hours weekly. Yeah, just to make my answer look better. So if your explanation is of the similar meaning, then it's fine. Okay, so you agree or not? So a minimum, you gotta work 25 hours as a factory worker. So like 25 times the wage, 20 ringgit, 500, no? Because they say at least gotta have 500 ringgit per week. Okay, and if you work more, of course you'll earn more. You're really okay then. If really you all did all this on your own, then it won't take too long, right? In the exam. Actually, I did still explain a little bit. That's why it took more time. When you do it on your own, you can settle pretty quickly. Huh? So, any questions? Then next week, okay. First of all, you gotta acknowledge, hey, you did 2 questions of this level, 10 marks. Okay, but basically, right? Uh, Pretty good. You can give yourself a round of applause. The rest, right? Make sure you do try at home on your own. Okay, unless you be like, oh teacher, like on page 15, oh my god, I see the ratio, I don't know how to do. Anybody like that. Okay, I don't want to waste your time. But I also would like to move on from here. So okay, for this one, I think to be safe, I'll show you all the inequalities. You can finish the rest, right? I'm just worried for your inequalities because that's the new thing for the chapter. Then the rest, the calculation, I demonstrate a few times already. But any day, if you still have questions, just ask before we move on next week. We try the balik. Okay, we look at number 3 lah. Okay. Those are super good, super confident. You don't have to wait for me. Just write all the inequalities out first, and then you see if yours tally with mine. So I have to read the question. Total number of sandwich is at most 60 cents. Okay, those who are having trouble with ratio, then you do what I show you. You practice. Stop giving yourself excuses. Okay. B to A is like this. So, okay, sorry, B was Y. Okay, sorry. At least. So, all right. Any questions so far? Now, some of you may say, when you look at ratio, you are not sure how to continue, right? So just know that ratio can easily be turned into fractions, like this. What you see first will be on top. What you see at the bottom, what you see second will be at the bottom. Okay, know that you can change it like this, so you can see better what is the math behind it. All right, this line means divide now. And so now bring them to the other sides because you don't want to see fractions, right? And divide, move over, become times all. Don't give yourself excuse anymore. Some students, they are more familiar with ratio. They know, oh, straight away times 2 or divide by 2 or something like that. Okay. But hopefully now everybody can handle ratio. Okay, any questions? Number 3. Finished. Surprisingly, so far the questions that we have tried, their inequalities are with equal sign. Maybe next week I really gotta check the question and make you all do those without equal sign. So far you have been saying solid line, solid line, solid line. Okay. But never mind lah. You all just the inequalities are out. Let me see. Same. They did not provide you with a graph paper, but if you have a graph paper at home, then try to follow the scale. Unless you did you how to follow the scale? Ask them. Ask them. Okay. And ask, I'll show. If you are lazy, you want to use the answer space provided, then just ignore. For now, in the exam, they make you draw on graph paper, you can draw on graph paper. Anything else? If you really cannot understand or cannot answer this, of course I can teach. But make sure at home, because now it's already you. Try to finish all the way until you got the graph, like without any problem at all. That kind of finish. Okay, no more guessing, no more not sure. Like if you guys are completely honest, you've been trying whatever I ask you to try and do. Okay lah, today I'll stop here. If you have questions, stay and ask. If no, can go already. Bye-bye. Good luck to you, Brian. Bye. 送你嘅話卡。Bye, Brian.